The most insane battle of all time when it comes to the Kenagn story has now officially begun. We got all the boys here participating, the absolute and final battle against the main Worm members, over 300 chapters building up to this moment. A one-of-a-kind arc and potentially the most insane fight of all time has begun. So with all that said, let's provide a breakdown of all the characters officially participating in the next Kenagn tournament or big Kenagn battle, one-of-a-kind battle royale. We are in the Fortnite days, boys. So as expected, Kenagn is indeed participating. He was the winner of the Real Champion tournament. He's had those previous clashes and fights with the Worm already and beef with the Worm as a whole, so he's going to be a main player throughout this entire battle. Perhaps a rematch against Yarn is something to be excited for. Naturally, we have the two protagonists of Kenagn Mega, Koga and Ryoki, who have probably received the second most shine when it comes to training for this arc, so they're definitely going to show up. I don't believe this is going to be the final arc of Kenagn Omega by any means, but it's definitely time for the rise of Koga and Ryoki to truly demonstrate their improvements. But the main player when it comes to the Kenagn Association is of course Tokita Oma. We've spent the most time watching his training over the last few years of Kenagn Omega chapters, all this build up for his fight against Shenmue Long, so he is indeed the main player and potentially the winner of the entire thing. We also see that Kure Ryan is participating, so his involvement likely connects to Gilbert also participating, so their battle is probably going to be a key factor of this entire tournament and low-key separate to pretty much the main rules, as both of their goals is to kill one another, and I do think one of them won't be walking out of this battle royale. Following that, we have Dorota, one of the strongest fighters part of the Kenagn and Purgatory Association. He lost against Galang in the Real Champion tournament, however prior to that he defeated Kenagn, so still definitely regarded as a top tier. We have Segabahashi, of course, a recent GOAT and slayer of Okubo. Maybe Bro is going to win this due to being the ultimate tank of the Kenganverse. We then have the glow up King Haruo, someone many of us have been waiting for some type of improvement or callback to his past that we learned about in Kengan Ashura. We have finally got that, so absolutely peak stuff. Perhaps some combo attacks with Segabahashi is something to expect, likewise with Jose as well, another pro wrestler who hasn't really been that relevant since the early days of Kenagn Omega, so these three will likely be working together throughout. We then have another top tier part of Kenagn and Purgatory, Lo Long. Naturally, his past connects to being a worm killer himself, has prior beef with them, also was involved in the prior battle alongside Kano and the Almighty Beard, so naturally he'll be a key player, and perhaps in this environment Lo Long will actually perform better, so that's pretty cool. We then have Cosmo, a character who's kind of been done somewhat dirty so far in Kenagn Omega, at least compared to his shine back during Kengan Ashura, so he's going to have some improvements most definitely, and pretty cool to see him once again, still one of the fan favourite characters. Likewise with Galang, he had a pretty good performance during the Berserker Ball, defeating the likes of Dorota and having a decently close fight with Kano Ogito once again. However, like in Kengan Ashura, he was once again defeated, but we have gotten a decent amount of shine on him in the recent chapters, so him performing quite well during this battle is pretty much a guarantee, a certified top tier. We have Shiba, one of the ultimate goons of the Kenagn Association, making his grand return once again. Bro always manages to make some unique return and crazy improvement every time he appears, so can't wait to see what he actually does this time. We have 4 of the supernovas here, Not gonna lie, I'm not excited for any of them at this point. Perhaps they're gonna have some clashes with Koga and Ruki, but I don't think they're gonna be relevant. Let's call them the fodders of the Kenagn Association. We then have Julius, the dude who got clapped by Kano in the Real Champion tournament as well, but still a certified top tier and a powerhouse. Perhaps since that colossal defeat, he's had further improvements in his own right, so can't wait to see that. And bro is literally too big for this frame as well, goated stuff. We then have Ludong and the current Nicholas, you could say, who have, as explained in recent chapters, direct beef with the worm, so their plotline is going to be explored throughout. We have this irrelevant dude, it's whatever. We have Mutaba, which I'm glad to see. His expertise is definitely going to be a big advantage in this type of setting. So Mutaba is going to be a beast, and I'm quite excited to see him. Still one of my favorite characters in all of Kenagn. We have this dude returning once again. Don't really care much about him, just another Kenagn fodder. We have Wakatsuki, who's had his own dedicated training arc in the original Nika Forest, demonstrated his improvements by beating up that previous Fang or personal bodyguard of Metsudo, so he's definitely going to be a key player throughout this battle and be an absolute monster. He could potentially fight some Kenagn guys as well, as bro has pretty much beef with everyone, but regardless of who he fights, they're probably going to be cooked. We have Soda again making an appearance. I guess that's pretty cool, but probably worm fodder. We have Ray here, which I'm personally glad for. He's had some decent improvements since Kenagn Ashura, but we haven't really seen much from him to really say how strong he is at the current minute. So hopefully during this battle, we see some insanity. He has experience slaying worm members now, so that's going to help him, and I wonder how his narrative is going to be explored throughout this battle, considering some other bearded man is participating. We have Jaime Masaki making a return. Perhaps an interesting interaction with Jirota will be occurring, or perhaps some type of exchange as well. He is technically part of the Kenagn Association, but since his Jirota battle in the Purgatory tournament, bro hasn't done anything, and considering the rule set, he probably has his own reasons to be participating, and of course the connection to the worm due to how he was created as well. So that's going to be an interesting plotline. I'm glad he's here. We have Rito, one of the characters who's had the biggest glow ups in Kenagn Omega, a recent and great interaction with Tokita Oma, the student of Kuroki Gensai. He's definitely going to be a key player and highlight further improvements. Another Kenagn fodder, you can say. Then the almighty beard Kuroki Gensai, the character most Kenagn fans have been waiting to see in some type of Kenagn battle for over 300 chapters, for over like 6 years at this point. We had his brief exchange with Shenmue Long, but we've been craving much more since then. A rematch between those two throughout this battle is a guarantee, alongside the almighty beard, demonstrating his improvements with the wild training I broke down in previous videos. So peak is upon us. We then have Justin, which is pretty cool to see. Out of the newly introduced characters for the Real Champion tournament, he's likely the most interesting and most important, considering the possibility of providing a American Kenagn arc in the future. So I guess that's pretty cool, but more so Kenagn fodder at this point. We have Sorpang returning again. He defeated Cosmo in the Berserker Ball recently and likely has gotten stronger as always. He seems to be a author favorite character, considering he was included in the Baki crossover, so I expect some greatness when it comes to his headbutting. We have Akoya, top of the verse, justice is unbeaten. Bro is probably going to kill Gilbert low-key, but who knows. We have Toa returning again, still one of the strongest part of the Kenagn Association. I wonder how his interactions are going to go with Julius, or whether they're going to have some type of further clash. That's going to be pretty interesting. We then have Okubo, pretty much ultimate Kenagn fodder you can call him. we have Carlos finally making a return. Out of the Purgatory vs Kenagn tournament fighters, he is one that hasn't really done anything since that arc, more so a commentator role. He has mentioned that he's going up in weight and adjusting his fighting style, so seeing those aspects and maybe some type of clash with Kenagn once again is a possibility. We have Himuro. I wonder if he's going to be him in this arc. Probably not, let's say Kenagn fodder. Thankfully, we have Hatsumi-sen making a return. Recently, he demonstrated that he now has pre-initiative. He's a fan favorite and top tier part of the Kenagn Association, who hasn't really got that much shine so far in Kenagn Omega. He trained with Rei alongside the main branch of the Wu clan. He had that fight with Canada and that's really it, so perhaps a rematch or interesting clash with Wakatsuki, or maybe just facing the Worm members. Following that, we have Canada as well. He'll probably play somewhat of an important role with defeating one character, maybe sacrificing himself. We have Kokoro, pretty much Kenagn fodder. Adam Dudley, who did beat up Roki in the Berserker Ball and has been progressively getting stronger, so perhaps some wild improvement, but I'm leaning towards the Kenagn fodder side at this point. Inaba would be cool to have some type of improvements or shine. He is an assassin when it comes to his trade, you could say, so perhaps he excels in this type of setting rather than a regular Kenagn arena, but I'm leaning towards the Kenagn fodder once again. We have Falcon, another student of Kuroki Gensai who was destroyed in the Berserker Ball. Perhaps this time he will have some redemption, so who knows, the ultimate ninja art is going to play a major part potentially. We have, I'm going to say, a key player, Retsudo, who has claimed previously in Kenagn Omega that he wants the Kenagn Association for himself. He is the son of Metsudo and has had quite a bit of foreshadowing throughout all of Kenagn Omega, but not really that much shine. I do think this is potentially his moment to pretty much go absolutely wild, so keep him in mind for the entire arc. We have Nikaido Ren. He excels in settings like this, so bro is definitely going to slay everyone, as we all know. We have the other personal bodyguard, and now confirmed to be a previous Fang as well during the time skip. He had that insane battle against that Jaime-gun back in Kengan Ashura. He does technically have beef with Kanogito, but I think they're chill with one another now, so I think he's going to be a monster like always. Likewise with the current Fang of Metsudo, Misasa. Since he defeated Yumi in the Purgatory tournament, all we've gotten from him is him getting destroyed by Shenmue Long like pretty much everyone else. So he's going to be a key player. I hope we get more from him, he is quite sick. And then the final fighter when it comes to the Kengan Association is Kyozan, who's done some recent training with Cosmo and performed very well during his Kengan match against Tokita Oma. Now when it comes to the Worm members, we have the person everyone is here to defeat, Shenmue Long. Why this whole battle royale is set up in such a way to give everyone an advantage to actually defeat him. We have Yan, the leader of the Worm. If Shenmue Long or any Worm member manages to win this, he pretty much has full control over the entire Kengan Association. I can't wait to see the full extent of his power, perhaps some rematch clashes with Kanogito or him dominating some of the other Kengan fighters. We have the main or leader of the direct subordinates, Fu. Pretty much me in the Kengan story, as you see with those goggles. He's probably going to be a beast, and I could imagine him fighting Misasa or the other personal bodyguard for a wild fight. We have the real Nicholas Lee Banner that we recently learned about when it comes to the Lu Dong and current Nicholas plotline and those crazy reveals recently. We have Gilbert officially participating. whose main role here is of course to kill Kure Ryan, as we saw during the meeting with the Middle East faction of the Wu clan. So he is here out for blood, but my prediction is the death of Gilbert Wu potentially by the hands of Kure Ryan throughout this arc. Then we have all of the mysterious worm members who recently arrived. We got the names of some of them. This dude Dodo, Chopstick Johnny, who is definitely going to be a top tier. This dude who has no name, but unlike the others, we actually see his eye for some reason. Don't know exactly what that is hinting at. Potentially some Tiger Vessel stuff playing a part. We have no Luhan or the Tiger Nico, but my current prediction does relate to them arriving near the end of this battle to do some Blackbeard versus Whitebeard sus activities with the Connector, who's likely very weakened by that point considering the sheer amount of top tiers part of the Kenagn Association now here, stronger than ever before. But who knows, drop your predictions on who you believe is going to win. Watch it be like Koga or something due to having some protagonist energy, or maybe some insane twist where like Akoya manages to be victorious. So boys, when it comes to the entire Kenagn Omega chapter 327, a good chunk of it was spent re-explaining the rules, somewhat filler to a degree, with the bonus prize remaining. Any wish within reason. We get the whole watch situation fully explained, whether the coin is outside of the arena, disqualifications, and the introduction of the new feature for this battle royale, the life point, an alternative way to potentially win the battle, but also a factor that is pretty much giving the Kenagn Association more of a chance against someone like Shen Wulong. And with that, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to check out the recent Kenagn Omega videos uploaded on the channel. You can find all of them in this playlist linked right here. Just click it and it opens right for you. But that's it guys, peace.